CompTIA Security Certification Exam SY0-701. Question 1. Someone you know receives a text message from an unrecognized number claiming to be the CEO asking them to purchase gift cards. Which type of attack is this? Phishing, spear phishing, impersonation, denial of service. Impersonation involves pretending to be someone else, like a CEO, to manipulate a victim into taking an action. This differs from phishing, which typically seeks sensitive information. Question 2. You begin a penetration test engagement by performing port and service scans against the client environment. Which reconnaissance type is this? Active, passive, defensive, offensive. Active reconnaissance involves directly interacting with the target system, such as port scanning, which can be detected by the target. Passive reconnaissance uses indirect methods like OSINT. Question 3. You are attempting to install software outside the manufacturer's approved software repository. Which vulnerability is associated with this? Memory injection, jailbreaking, side loading, rooting. Side loading refers to installing applications from sources other than the official approved App Store. Jailbreaking and rooting are methods to unlock devices, while side loading is the act of installing from unofficial sources. Question 4. You need a solution that creates an added layer of security preventing unauthorized access to internal company resources. What is the best solution? Proxy server, jump server, hypervisor, RDP server. A jump server acts as an intermediary that users must connect to before accessing internal resources, adding an extra layer of authentication and security. It creates a controlled access point. Question 5. Your company purchased cyber insurance to address items listed on the risk register. Which risk management strategy does this represent? Accept, transfer, avoid, mitigate. Cyber insurance transfers the financial risk of a security incident to the insurance company. The organization pays a premium in exchange for coverage against potential losses from breaches or other incidents. Question 6. You need to protect data on employee laptops. Which encryption technique should you use? Partition encryption, full disk encryption, asymmetric encryption, database encryption. Full disk encryption, like BitLocker or FileVault, encrypts the entire hard drive, rendering all data inaccessible if the laptop is lost or stolen. Partition encryption only protects specific sections. Question 7. You need to identify potential hacker activities without affecting production servers. What should you use? Honeypot, geofencing, video surveillance, zero trust. A honeypot is a decoy system designed to attract attackers, allowing security teams to observe their techniques without risking real production systems. It provides early warning and threat intelligence. Question 8. Which threat actors are most likely to be hired by a foreign government to attack critical systems in other countries? Whistleblower, organized crime, activist, unskilled attacker. Organized crime groups are profit-driven and will work for whoever pays them. Nation-states often hire these groups for deniable operations. Activists are cause-driven and not typically hired by governments. Question 9. You need to add extra complexity before using a one-way data transformation algorithm. What allows you to achieve this? Steganography, data masking, salting, key stretching. Salting adds a unique random string to each password before hashing, ensuring identical passwords produce different hashes. This defeats rainbow table attacks and adds complexity before the one-way transformation. Question 10. You are discarding a classified storage array and hire an outside vendor for disposal. What should you request from the vendor? Certificate of destruction, proof of ownership, inventory list, classification label. A certificate of destruction provides documented proof that the storage device was properly destroyed, including serial numbers and destruction method. This is essential for compliance and audit purposes. Question 11. You are in a team that combines both offensive and defensive testing techniques. Which team are you in? Red team, blue team, purple team, yellow team. Purple teams combine red, offensive, and blue, defensive, teams to maximize security effectiveness. Red attacks, blue defends, and purple facilitates collaboration between them to improve both attack and defense capabilities. Question 12. Which best practice gives administrators a set period to perform changes to an operational system to ensure availability and minimize business impact? Blackout plan, scheduled downtime, change management board, impact analysis. Scheduled downtime is a pre-announced period when systems will be unavailable for maintenance. This minimizes business impact by allowing administrators to work without disrupting normal operations during business hours. Question 13. All user workstations and servers are displaying a message asking for payment in Bitcoin to access their data. Which infection is present? Virus, Trojan, spyware, ransomware. Ransomware encrypts files and demands payment, usually in cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, for decryption. The message asking for Bitcoin payment is the hallmark of a ransomware attack. Question 14. You are investigating a workstation suspected of outbound communication to a command and control server. Logs on the endpoint were deleted. Which logs should you look at next? ACL, firewall, IPS, Windows security. Firewall logs capture network traffic flow, including source/destination IPs, ports, and timestamps. Even if endpoint logs are deleted, firewall logs may still show suspicious outbound connections to C2 servers. Question 15. Your client needs a recovery site but does not require immediate failover and wants to reduce workload required to recover from an outage. Which recovery site is best? Hot site, cold site, warm site, off-site backup. A warm site has pre-built infrastructure that may be partially configured or powered off. It balances cost and recovery time, requiring some work to restore, but less than a cold site, without the expense of a hot site. Question 16. You are creating a documented plan describing how the organization will keep operating during a global incident. Which plan are you creating? Disaster recovery plan, business continuity plan, physical security plan, change management plan. A business continuity plan focuses on maintaining business operations during and after an incident. Disaster recovery is a subset focused on IT systems recovery. Continuity covers people, processes, and facilities. Question 17. The Research and Development Department is not using the company VPN when accessing company services. What does this describe? Data exfiltration, nation-state attack, shadow IT, espionage. Shadow IT refers to employees using unauthorized software, hardware, or circumventing approved security controls, like not using the required VPN. It creates security gaps that IT cannot monitor or control. Question 18. The sales department set up its own project management software without telling the appropriate departments. What does this describe? Shadow IT, insider threat, service disruption, data exfiltration. Shadow IT occurs when employees deploy unauthorized software or services without IT approval. This creates security blind spots and compliance risks, since the IT department cannot secure or monitor these systems. Question 19. You suspect insider threat actors are attempting data exfiltration. Which threat vector is most commonly utilized by insider threat actors? Spear phishing emails, unidentified removable devices, typo squatting, default network device credentials. Insider threats often use physical media like USB drives to copy and remove data. Unlike external attackers, insiders have legitimate access and can bypass network controls by using removable devices to exfiltrate data. Question 20. During an incident response, which phase involves generating reports after the incident is resolved? Containment, eradication, lessons learned, recovery. The lessons learned phase, post-incident activity, involves documenting what happened, how it was resolved, and generating reports to improve future response. This typically occurs within 72 hours of the incident.